Hello, friends. Pastor Sam Dennis here on May the 28th, Sunday, and it's been a glorious weekend. Taylor and Matt have the older boys at Mount Rushmore on holiday, and we have been babysitting the twins. I say we, figuratively. Actually, Belinda's done the lion's share of the work, but I've tried to help out. I stay outside a lot, and when they come outside, I play with them or get them in the pool. But today it's been kind of quiet, and I've got a few moments while they're watching a little video to reflect. Tomorrow I turn 73 years of age. I can't believe that the kid is turning 73, but I am. And I'm grateful to be able to live this long and to hopefully live some more, Lord willing. But either way, I am grateful for so many things. But on this Memorial Weekend, my birthday always comes at Memorial Weekend, I often have time to reflect over something other than myself, and that is the sacrifice of so many that have paved the way for us to be free. Like you, I really am saddened by a lot of the events I see in our country, a lot of the vitriol, the anger, the politics going back and forth, and just the seeming great divide that we have. I've had people ask me, said, Pastor Sam, hasn't it always been that way, or wasn't it like that in the Vietnam War era? There's no doubt that that was a real troubled time as well, but there's something about this that seems very different to me. And especially as I look at some of the people who really struggle with just even law and order. Needless to say, without being too heavy about all that, that has troubled me as well as it troubled a lot of people. And I try to put my faith in the middle of that and say, what could I do? This morning I heard a beautiful message by a young lady who was preaching at our church. She's a graduate of Southwestern Seminary, and she's in charge of our global missions there for the church I attend, which is Crossings Church. And Angela shared a message about what it means to trust in God. Trust in the Lord your God with all your heart. Lean not to your own understanding, but in all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your path and make your way, give you a way of peace. That's what the psalmist wrote. But she talked about how hard it can be to trust the Lord, especially for those of us who've struggled with some kind of brokenness. Once trust is broken, it's hard to bring it back. And so many people, even Christians, have trouble trusting God, that he really is sovereign over all things, and that what he says he means, that he will work all things for good to those who love the Lord and are the called according to his purpose. That doesn't mean that all things are good, but that he ultimately will cause us to win. And so we need to put our trust in him. To walk by this kind of faith is not fatalism, but it is confidence. And frankly, when I look around at the world today and all the things that I see, because I'm a man or a typical person, I shouldn't mean that sex in a sexist way, man or woman, because we're people who want to fix things when we see they're broken. That's the first thing I run to. But ultimately, we have to put our faith in God, even preachers. And so I sit here on the eve of my 73rd birthday, finding myself once again being reminded of what it means to walk by faith, to place my trust, my faith, my confidence in the Lord. Some men trust in guns, some men trust in chariots and horses, but I trust in the Lord my God, who will sustain me and will sustain you through all the vicissitudes of life. So facing our 73rd birthday, I must make another comment. I saw a reel today on one of the social media networks that was of Mick Jagger being interviewed by a talk show host when he was in his 20s, and talking about the way he danced on stage. And they asked him, they said, do you see yourself being able to do this at 60? And he said, oh, absolutely. And then shortly thereafter that interview, they had another clip of him at 78 years of age still dancing on stage. Well, power to you, Mr. Mick Jagger. Well done, I guess. For all the things that I might not agree with you on, I sure have loved your rock and roll and your enthusiasm on stage. How did he come by that? Well, he was committed from the time of his early days to staying in shape and staying in the fore and enjoying it to the full. So that's what I'll do tomorrow on May the 29th. of the year 2023, at the age of 73, I will enjoy it to the full with family and with friends, thinking of what all God has given me and trusting Him one day at a time, trusting Him with my life and with the outcome of my life, not only on this earth, but into eternity. And I pray the same for you. God bless you. Happy Memorial Day.